Hey, what's up everyone? Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye here, and today we're going to review the Tamron 10-24 f3.5 4.5 lens. And I've been extremely excited when this was first announced and it was coming out. That's why I was really kind of one of the first to buy it. I pre-ordered it because I picked up the Canon 80D to do a lot of these videos and to make these videos, and you're actually seeing this right now, and it's going to track me. It's doing a great job. This is the lens on the camera. Because I think it's the next best crop sensor wide-angle lens, especially on the Canon and Nikon side of things, for the price. This is a $500 lens. And as you saw, it tracks well, it picks up things well, and it comes back pretty quickly. It's pretty fast and accurate and snappy, all for 500 bucks. There's not a lot to cover about the lens just because it's a lens, but this fits a lot of people's needs for what it is, especially on a crop sensor camera. Let's just take a look at a couple things and we'll go from there. I'm gonna recommend two videos I did. One is a test vlog in New York City, which I'll link down in the description and pin down below. And then the first impressions, an unboxing video where I also did a autofocusing sound test. That way you can hear if it's very loud, the autofocus, which it's actually quiet. It's almost as quiet as essentially the STM lenses that Canon puts out. You don't really hear anything. I mean, there's no squeaking or anything like that. Sigma's 18-35 is very loud in regards to this. But on the Canon side of things, this is using the 80D dual pixel AF, and it's performing extremely well. I'm looking at my monitor, and I think it's one of the best crop sensor lenses you're gonna get, especially to go from the wide angle, so that's 10 millimeters, all the way to 24, meaning it's variable as well. And I think that this pretty much is gonna be one of the best lenses that I think it's on the market. Well worth the money. And don't get anything wrong, this is my lens. I bought this lens. This isn't sponsored. This wasn't sent out or anything like that. I just think this is the best wide angle lens for crop and for vlogging that you'll get on the market. It's got a very good build. It's one of Tamron's newest build art quality. I don't know what they're calling that line. It's like Sigma's art quality. And it's got a great build quality. It's got a great finish on it. The focus throw is actually pretty short, but it's very smooth. The zooming's pretty easy. So I don't know, there's nothing difficult to know about this lens. The big thing is that it has VC, vibration control. And if you look in the vlog video in New York, which is down below, you'll see that it holds very well. There are gonna be some times where you see the VC pulse a little bit when you're doing extreme movements, but that's because it's trying to compensate. But for what it is and everything that you're doing, it actually works pretty much top notch, something that's extremely great on the market. And on the photo side of things, I was down to 1/10 of a second, and the compensation is like 4 or 5 stops. Was great. I mean, I was getting some accurate stuff with those settings, and I didn't have a problem with them. I did a lot of street photography with this thing, so the photos and videos you'll see and everything were from New York. I took this out in the real world, and it did great. The only thing I'll give it is that around 10 millimeters, 3.5, you do get slight vignetting on the sides. That'll be the darker blackened edges. But other than that, you're pretty much sharp straight down. I did the brick wall test, 10-24. It's sharp. It looks good. I don't know what else I can say about the lens. It's also weather sealed, which is also a big thing. It's got coatings on the front to help chromatic aberration, to reduce flaring and everything directly down. That's a fluorine and the is it BBAR coating, I think of what it is. I can't say more with the HLD motor in it, that it's really fast and makes this a snappy lens for what it is. So I mean, if I'm telling you something important and I want to go something close, I can easily adjust. Mind you, it goes to a 4.5. One of the biggest questions is, where does the lens go? So I have this a wide. I'm moving, so don't mind you. So this is a 3.5 right now. So as I zoom, the camera will have to switch. So at 10 millimeters, I'm gonna step out actually. 10 millimeters, 3.5. Once I see it hit f4, at about 13 millimeters is where it hits f4, and 4.5 when you're about 18. So you get 10 millimeters right here, 3.5. It switches to f4, you're 13 millimeters, and then 18 gives you that 4.5 where you're kind of stuck at. So keep all that in mind as you're going along. That's, I think, one of the best questions that I can answer. One of the most requested from the first impressions video. 77 millimeter focus mount, But overall, comes with a lens cap, or you'll see everything you need to know. I've shown everything. The pictures are pretty stellar that come out of this thing. The video is great that comes out of this. The VC works as it should. I do wish there was a little less pulsating at times with the VC, but it all depending on what you're using. Once again, I did all this testing on the Canon 80D with the dual pixel AF, so I don't know on a different system if it's going to perform the best, but one of the hardest systems to do well with is the dual pixel AF because it demands so much because of the way it moves and works and everything like that. Get this lens if you're looking for something like this. This would be a great vlogging lens, YouTube lens, street lens, portable lens, anything that you need wide angle, especially on a crop sensor. Hopefully, I helped you out with this thing. Well worth the money, 500 bucks. It's more affordable than Canon's 10-22, 3.5 to 4.5, and it's obviously more expensive than the 10-18 f4 to 5.6 or 6.3 or whatever STM lens. A lot of people like that lens because it's under $300, but you lose a lot of light with that, especially when you zoom in compared to something like this. This is the Tamron 10-24 version 2 in 2017. Well worth buying. Check the links below if you want to pick one up or learn more. Check out the videos, that way you can see actual real world tests and everything you saw here was from the real world as well. Tamron 10-24, heck yes.